Oh, hey. Quiet day on the radio network, I'm afraid. Listening is the key to life. Gotta focus.
Directive, acquire all junk. Still in progress.
Lights in the sky. It's communication. It's intent.
Now that that's settled, did Miss Rucker have any other requests I could help with?
Well... considering all the places I could
If
have
you see
ended
anyone
up,
struggling out in
I'm
Appalachia,
extremely lucky I'm
be
here.
sure to tell them.
Mr. Della Ripa only likes to organize his stamps. Nothing else. Oh, if only he would dust those shelves of his.
There's times you gotta accept the cards you were dealt. and
Well, hello,
the
darling.
rest of it.
A pleasure to meet another guest of our fine establishment. I am Orlando, your host and management liaison. If you'll pardon me for just one moment, that will be all. Please give my regards to Ms. Rucker. If you are here for leisure, I regret to inform you that our regular resort activities are temporarily unavailable. However, if you are here for the refuge and the fine work of the lovely responders, I am delighted to welcome you on their behalf. Yes, I believe the originals had been. Quite a tragic tale. Such a noble endeavor. Fortunately, their ideals and organization have been revived, and this refuge is their new home. If I may be totally honest with you, dear, I have heard others use the Responder's name as well, to be fair. But I think Appalachia could always use more people with such altruistic goals, so that's all right. I'm sure you agree.
Oh, how are we going to accommodate so many guests?
Are you really, dear? How marvelous. In that case, I'm sure you can't wait to get involved here. Not as such, dear. They have my wholehearted support, and that of the White Spring management, but no. I am the management liaison for the White Spring, as I said, here to provide assistance to the Responders' refuge efforts. My primary duties, otherwise, are to the caretaking and oversight of the White Spring itself.
The White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen to any names.
Ah, perhaps you have not heard. The White Spring is now home to the refuge, a place of safety and care for all in need. The refuge is being run by the Responders, individuals committed to the well-being of their fellows. They founded the refuge in response to new waves of refugees coming to Appalachia, people in great need of help. Food, medical care, clothing, a place to sleep. All of these are available for those who need them.
Mr. Della Ripa only likes to organize his stamps. Nothing else.
Of course, dear. The owners of the White Spring itself. The resort, hotel, golf course, all of it. Very much still alive, I assure you, though regrettably unable to oversee affairs in current circumstances. As such, now that we have new guests, they have sent me in their stead to take care of things as needed. I couldn't be more pleased to do so. A delicious opportunity to be of help and meet fascinating people such as yourself.
I was out scavenging for food earlier, only got attacked by Scorch once.
Darling, I am entirely at your disposal. Darling, you must understand. A place like the White Spring had, indeed still has, very wealthy people behind it. As was always the case, the truly wealthy had advantages the common people, such as you and I, lack. As for the White Spring itself, the staff of top-of-the-line robotic servants, security, and maintenance allowed it to weather the worst.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction
No,
workers are
not
up
by
to.
any prior arrangement. Perhaps you visited us before. I must apologize for the state you found it in, if so. Regular operation of the facilities had been stopped, of course, due to a lack of guests. Only the robotic staff remained. The responders, believing it abandoned, took up residence, a completely understandable occurrence, of course. With new and worthy occupants, the management felt it wholly appropriate that it find a new purpose, and sent me. Until such time as the world needs leisure resorts again, the White Spring is happy to support the refuge. As I've said, I am the management liaison for the White Spring. In addition, on behalf of the management, I arranged they still have substantial resources and generously offered to share them to support their noble efforts. Me? Have I beguiled you already, dear? I appreciate. You must allow me to retain some mystery for now, though. I wouldn't want you to lose interest. Perhaps we can talk more some other time. We both have more important matters at the moment, I'm sure. Of course, dear.
Mr. Della Ripa only likes to...
Anyone in need of help, yes. You appear more well off than our usual guests, though, if I may say so. Less bedraggled than those poor souls. Armed. The refuge exists primarily to serve those who cannot help themselves. There is a clinic, a kitchen, beds, recreational facilities, all met. I'm so pleased to be able to assist in my own small way, of course. What a wonderful thing for you to ask, darling. I knew there was something special about you from the moment I saw you. As it happens, the responders are looking for volunteers to assist them in a particular outreach effort. Those industrious wonders have repaired a vertibird to full working order and are using it to make contact with more distant settlements. They've made allies with people in Pittsburgh. The locals call it the Pitt now, who seem to be in dire need of outside assistance. If you don't mind me saying so, you look like you can handle yourself. You might be just who they're looking for. Indeed, isn't that marvelous? They salvaged it and painstakingly repaired it. It's fully functional now. I was very pleased to be able to contribute to this effort in my own small way. If you wish to see it, it resides on the roof of the refuge between flights, along with its charming pilot, Ms. Lennox.
From Crater scratched my chassis on the way in. How rude.
Judging by what I've heard, it's an accurate one, sadly. Pittsburgh was bombed quite severely during the war. The poor individuals still living there have renamed it to better reflect its dreadful...
So many guests.
They call themselves the Union. Something of a resistance movement, I understand, against more aggressive forces. One of their representatives is currently staying with us, a Mr. Skippy Rorich. Delightful man. Well, they'll be better able to explain the details, but I believe they're looking for fighters, actually. Their contacts in the pit are in something of a desperate situation, it seems, against a dangerous enemy. I hate the thought of you putting yourself in such danger, but it does appear to be for a good cause.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to.
Oh, you're terribly brave, aren't you, dear? Imagine if we all had such courage. Now, darling, before anybody bundles you off, the first thing you should do is introduce yourself to some of the responders. I just so happen to know a few in need of more local assistance, and helping them will earn you the other thing you'll need. That other thing, of course, being the ultrasight battery cells, which fuel the vertibird. Ultracells, if you prefer. In an ideal world, darling, I'm sure they would. Sadly, this is not that world, and any reticence on their part is... I don't want to speak for the responders, but I believe they may also see this as more for their union friends than for themselves. Your assistance with their more immediate concerns will ensure everyone benefits. Isn't that a good outcome? Why, from me, of course. Rather, from the management via me, that is. When management heard the responders were restoring the vertibird, they wished to help. They provided the ultracells, and I suggested them to the responders as an alternative means of fueling the vertibird. Per management instructions, I distribute a quantity to certain individuals regularly. Management feels this encourages collective decision-making rather than stockpiling. I'm sure they'd be willing to part with them in exchange for your aid. I could not possibly speak to your experience, dear. It sounds remarkable to make such discoveries. All I can tell you is that the management provides them for the refuge. Regrettably, that is as much as I know of the matter. I might wager that whomever was behind the ultracell you discovered likely shared similar contacts with management at some point, but who can say?
The work I do is extremely rewarding, but boy, is it tiring.
My dear, you must understand, much as I would like to, my responsibilities do not permit me to do so. I am but a humble employee of the management, and I distribute their resources as instructed to the letter. I hope you will not begrudge me my loyalty. I find myself quite fond of you already.
The White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen to any naysayers.
Our lovely Ms. Rucker is the closest thing to a leader the refuge has, though I believe she's less than comfortable with the title. You can find her in their headquarters, beyond the dining area. The darling chef, Miss Rousseau, needs some assistance in the kitchen, I hear. And Ms. Wagner, over in the common area, is looking for donations. I'm sure your generosity will be well rewarded.
The White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen to any
I
naysayers.
think I heard a protectron.
Wonderful, my dear. I'm certain you will be a tremendous help to them and the refuge. When you are finished with each of them, I recommend you speak with Mr. Skippy Rorich, the Pitt Union representative. I imagine he'll want to discuss the situation in the pit with you before you embark. Do feel free to visit me at your leisure if you wish to chat. I have an office in the management wing. You can't miss it.
That miscreant from Kratos scratched my chassis on the way in. How rude! Oh, how are we going to accommodate so many guests? They aren't even paying.
Helping people is our chief mission. The cool uniforms are just a nice bonus.
Protectrons are kind of cute when they're just wearing a bow tie and not shooting lasers at
Mr. Della Ripper only likes to organize his stamps. Nothing else. Oh, if only he would dust those shelves of his.
The White Springs decor is refined and decadent. Don't listen to any naysayers. Oh, how are we going to accommodate so many guests? They aren't
A lot of
even
supplies
paid.
here to look ripe for the picking.
If you need a bed for the night, I'm sure Orlando can find a place for you.
I heard a bunch of nerds arguing over comic book heroes yesterday. Aren't there more important things to worry about?
Well, hello there, stranger. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sophie Wagner. Look around. The Refuge. Quite a place, isn't it? I mean, sure, fancy pants, golf club, resort, that's nice, but I'm talking about the Refuge. A haven for the lost, the dispossessed, the hungry, and unfortunate. A monument to our ability to have compassion for each other. Isn't it grand? Isn't it worth preserving, building, growing? Sort of. Well, I haven't seen you around before, so, glad to have you. But I wasn't trying to recruit you anyway. I'm actually more in the material support end of things. Scouting for volunteers isn't really my department.
Out there, power armor training's tough. Not that scribe training isn't hard too.
Refugee camp? Is that all you think this is? Sure, we're taking in refugees, but we're also making sure people get medicine, clothing, and food. This isn't just 3 hots and a cot. It's the first step to a world where everybody's got a chance. And you can help. Yes, exactly. You understand, I can tell. A future filled with people supporting each other, regardless of background or history. It's always good to meet someone who can see the big picture. Now, how'd you like to be a part of it? Now that's what I'm talking about. People supporting each other. You got the right spirit. Rucker's put me in charge of running a bit of a donation drive. Have you met Rucker? She's amazing, you should. Anyway, it might surprise you to know an operation like this is always churning through supplies. We work hard to keep things in stock, and that funny Orlando character does their best to help out as well, but we still have shortfalls. So here I am, asking generous folks such as yourself to help us fill in those gaps and keep the refuge running. Oh yeah, I guess I am. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Why shouldn't I be? We're living in the aftermath of the apocalypse. But here we all are in a place filled with people dedicated to helping each other. You ask me, that means we're pretty dang lucky, right? A lot to be excited about. Happy, even. Let me check my notes. We always need molded plastic. You can never have too much of it, and I gotta be honest, we don't have enough. I'd love it if you could help us with, 50 pieces? We could do a surprising amount of good for a surprising amount of people. That's okay. Who just carries that around in their pockets or whatever, right? I'll be here all day, though. If you want to come back, bring it by later. If you can, of course. You know where to find me. It'd really make my day if you did.
Sure about that.
If I didn't keep tallies, I'd have no way of counting how many days I've been in Appalachia.
It's nice to see people around in the responders uniform again.
Helping people is our chief mission. The cool uniforms are just a nice bonus.
If you see anyone struggling out in Appalachia...
Bonjour!
be sure
My
to
name
tell them
is
about
Esme Rousseau, but most people around here know me as Chef Esme. We've had some representatives from Foundation and Crater come here seeking assistance with the recent influx of refugees. I thought that we could help them out by providing some food for their people. I've started a pot of venison and potato stew. One of my newest creations. Would you be able to help me finish it? How wonderful! I can't wait to whip up something delicious for everyone! The stew requires potatoes, venison, salt, black pepper, and carrots. The ingredients can be found in our storage area. Your job is to grab the ingredients and put them in before the stew burns. Super! Let's have you start by stirring the stew, which will help keep it from burning. Remember to continuously stir during the cooking process.
Aren't they?
Fantastique! Let's get the first of the ingredients and prepare them. You're looking for carrots,
Please seat
potatoes,
yourself.
and the pièce de
A
résistance,
waiter
the
will be
venison.
with you shortly.
My friends didn't want to join up with me. Said the responders sounded like too much work. The potatoes here taste amazing. So fresh and only a few rads.
Folks don't join the responders for caps. Join to make a difference.
Always make sure to boil your water before you drink it.
Dash of this. A sprinkle of that. Perfection. This is smelling delicious. Let's add more flavor with some salt and pepper now.
I can't wait until dinner.
Good evening. Our late night fare is still available. Please have a seat.
Great work! Now that your stew is done, it is time to add your own special touch. A restorative element? How inspired! Delicious and useful. I am sure whoever you choose to give it to will be very appreciative. Here is your finished stew. Now, it is time to feed some of the hungry. I believe you can find the raider and settler representatives in the bar area. You must make a choice, since there is not enough to feed everyone, I'm afraid. I'll do my best to gather more ingredients so that we can cook again another time.
If you see anyone struggling out in Appalachia, be sure to tell them about the White
The work I
Springs.
do is extremely rewarding, but boy, is it tiring. These robots sure make my job easier.
Are you at the refuge? We've got people going hungry, and too many mouths to feed at Foundation.
Why even bother helping people that can't help themselves?
I can't believe we've got a vertibird.
A stew that can both feed and heal our wounded? Amazing, thank you!
So this is a place that's bringing all these damn people to Appalachia.
I suppose a nice refuge like this is worth more than that.
I think I heard a Protectron bark the other day. Am I going crazy? Check in with the medics if you're feeling under the weather. Don't bother talking to that person from Crater. Nasty bunch, aren't they?
Folks don't join the responders for caps. They join to make a difference.
If you see anyone struggling out in Appalachia, be sure to tell them about the White Spring.
Well, seems like timing is one of your strong suits. Look, I can stitch up a gash with the best of them. But Appalachia, well, she can do a lot worse than cut us open. Got a lot of folks here with sickness we don't understand, and injuries we don't know how to treat. What we need more than anything is know-how. So I propose we trade what I got that I don't need for what you need that you don't got. I've heard you're looking ahead into the pit, and the only safe way out of Appalachia is that metal bird Lennox has perched up on the roof. And what keeps her in the air are those ultrasight cells Orlando keeps locked up. So, that's the deal. You bring back medical information that'll help me figure out how to help these folks, and I'll get you all the juice you need. Today you'll be going to school. What's left of it anyway. So, what do you say? Want to help the responders make a difference?
The folks don't join the responders for caps. They join to make a difference.
Before the war, they would teach high school students about anatomy and physiology. Isn't that wild? I don't know how helpful it was to those kids, but if there's any textbooks on the subject still intact at Morgantown High, I can damn well tell you how helpful it would be to the responders. So, how about it? Nice. Well, let's get to it then. Anything you're able to find, go ahead and bring it back to our lead medic. I'll let her know to look for you. Good luck out there. Here to lend a hand, or 'cause you need a hand? Either way, the responders are here for you.
Can't believe we've got a vertibird. That's a step up in the world if I've ever seen one.
make me smell bad.
us sober on the job.
Serve and protect.
I wish they'd tell us what all of those construction workers are up to. Look at what a mess they're making.
Donations? Drop off your donations over here.
Heard you were out there giving us a hand. Hope you got some good news about those anatomy textbooks. So many pages. This is a lot of knowledge we might have lost if not for you. I'll let Ricker know you came through for us. Best of luck out there. Thank you.
These refugees wouldn't last one day in Crater.
You might not need it, but I guarantee somebody else does. If you got some spare supplies burning a hole in your pocket, why not help us help others? You're already here. You might as well invest in the future.
I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere safe and not somewhere like that.
Glad to see you've returned. Are you ready to donate? You do? Amazing. Thank you so much. This is going to be a big help. It just so happens I got a little something for you as a reward for your generosity. Rucker set aside some ultrasight battery cells I can spare you from the ones the White Spring management doles out. Fancy a vertibird trip? They're not much use for anything else, but I got a feeling you're gonna need them. See? Mutual aid. Everybody wins. Thanks so much for the help. Drop by again. If I know Rucker, I'll be looking for something new every day. Take care of yourself.
If you're caught out and about with no place to go, the responders have an outpost in Flatwoods.
Always make sure to boil your water before you drink it.
There's a lot of supplies here that look ripe for the picking.
Considering all the places I could have ended up, I'm extremely lucky.
Bombs destroyed Pittsburgh, and why? Because we were building bombs to destroy some other place. Hey there. Don't think we met. I'm Skippy Rorich. Something I or the Union can do for you? What's a Skippy look like, huh? Call me Skip if you like that better, or whatever you want. Just don't call me Mr. Rorich. Never felt right, that. Took me weeks to get that Orlando character to stop doing it, at least to my face. The Union is a sort of a... I guess you might call us a confederation, or a resistance. People banding together for defense. See, there's a group in the Pit. Calls themselves fanatics. All they care about is conquest. They want the whole Pit for themselves. They roll into your area. You either join them, they force you to labor for them, or they kill you. And they're coming for everybody. The Union's the only thing standing between them and their total conquest of the Pit. As much as we're able, anyway. That's right, looking for someone to help us take the fight to the fanatics. Surprised we got a taker, actually. You are interested, right? Bad. Don't get me wrong. It's home, and I want us to keep it. But we got hit bad in the war, and we've never recovered. Lots of radiation. Some areas are badly toxic, with all the junk that got blasted into the air or spread around from the factories. People are sick a lot, from one thing or another, and food can be hard to come by. Hell, some of the city's still on fire, I think. But some of the factories survived, and we got them running. Gives us access to things you can't get anywhere else. Might even be able to rebuild, if it weren't for the fanatics. Hell, you've got raider gangs here, right? I've heard about your Blood Eagles. The fanatics are something like them, but more organized. Imagine every single raider gang you've ever heard got together and decided to make like Genghis Khan. Sweep over everything. Kill anyone who won't join. And put anyone too weak to fight into forced labor camps. Everything that's not theirs, they take. That's the fanatics. And be glad they're not here. Because it's home, damn it. Mine, ours, all of us who were born and lived there before and after the bombs. Ain't that enough? If the fanatics are out of the picture, we can rebuild. Make something out of it again. It doesn't have to stay like it is. If that ain't enough for you, picture this. A horde of fanatics, hundreds, thousands strong, setting their sights here. Sound like something you want? The Union's back's against the wall. We're doing our best to hold off. Occasionally, we win some small victories, but not a lot. Got a couple of situations back there right now where an extra hand might tip things in our favor, at least for now. I don't want to call it mercenary work. But I'm not gonna lie. You'll be going there to fight. Fantastic. Let me just get Rucker in here. It's her bird, after all. Thanks for coming by, Rucker. Looks like we got a volunteer to take a trip out to the Pit.
We've met. Had a feeling you might be up for this when you came by earlier. Guess I was right.
Figured you should be involved, if we're gonna borrow your plane.
Don't let Lennox hear you call it a plane. She takes it personally. Anyway, sure thing. I guess you've already got all the Ultra cells you need. I know you've got mine. Sophie and Esme tell me you helped them out too, so I expect you got theirs as well.
Fair enough. What do you want to know? I prefer
The answer is no, by the way. We run some regular sorties, trade some supplies, carry messages. Our radios don't reach that far, so communication's either us or waiting for caravans. Well, I can answer that, Skippy. First of all, we've got refugees here from the Pit. People who've made it all the way down on foot or in caravans. And the best way to help that situation is to help people not need to flee the Pit in the first place. Second, the Union's the best chance of stability the Pit's got. The responders don't just want a triage in the world. We want to help it rebuild.
It doesn't hurt that we've got factories that can still make manufactured goods either.
No, it does not.
All right. Great. This means a lot to the Union. I'll make sure you're well rewarded for it. I might have some other things I need help with here in Appalachia, too. I'll let you know. Good luck up there. We're counting on you.
Hope you're here about the supplies I ordered. Wait. No, that's someone else. And it's supposed to be tomorrow. Ah, Lord, I need a nap.
I heard about what happened in Morgantown. I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere safe, not somewhere like that.
That Skippy guy's a little crazy, but I can't help but like him.
Whoa, hey, now you look interesting. What's up? I'm Lennox. Yeah? Right on. About time we made another trip out there. I mean, me and my girl here. You haven't been, I guess. Ruckus said somebody'd be coming by. Guess you're it. If you're all set, I'm ready when you are. Assuming you got the ultrasight battery cells for this beauty. I'm a miracle worker in the sky, but even I can't make a fly on willpower alone. Remember, anytime you want to take a trip, we're gonna need a full load of those ultrasight battery cells to power this beauty. If you need more, check with those busybodies downstairs you got this batch from. There's always something they need every day. I'll be here when you're ready to go.
your service, ma'am. Serve and protect.
finally pull off a raid on the fanatics occupying our foundry. So first,
Well, meet me on the ground and I'll fill you in.
You a merc or something?
Can't let them win. We have to fight back.
Hey, this way. So you're the one Skippy sent, yeah? I'm Hex, leader of the Union's Local 42. We spoke on the radio as you flew in. I was meeting an informant of ours in the area, only it didn't go so hot. My spy's dead, and I nearly bit the bullet with them. Now this place is crawling with manhunters out to get me. Listen, I need to get to base and get patched up. Since you're here to help, think you could take out those hunters for me? And get a little revenge?
Yeah, a fanatic hit squad. They're some of the fiercest fighters those raiders have. They send them out to pick off high-value targets. Like me. Huh. Looks like I can really count on you. The fanatics have posted assassins all over town. They're out targeting me and our other leaders. Hunt them down and take them out. That should let us move freely again. Alright, I need to get moving. Give them hell and show no mercy.
Those things?
One of those things?
Initiating search for hostile target.
Something's lurking. I can feel it. me. Was it worth it, boss?
Head on over to our base in the pen and we can talk about what comes next. Let him through. They're with me.
We won't give in. Not to the fanatics, not to this place, not to anything.
Be damned if I get driven from my own home.
Best defense, good offense. I'll admit, I had my doubts about getting outside help. But you really showed up out there. Makes me feel better about sending you inside the foundry. The place is crawling with fanatics. It's like a pest infestation, but worse. Pests don't kidnap our people. The pen? It's a Union base. A temporary one, at least. By now, the fanatics hold most of the better secured areas in the pit. You and I do our jobs well, and someday we can move next door, into the foundry. Don't let us down, yeah? The foundry was what it sounds like, a metal foundry. Before the war, it made steel products. After the war, it became a Union base, the home of the local 42. That is, until Bloody Thursday, when we lost it to the Fanatics. Now it's a Fanatic base, a fortress they're using to wipe us out, bit by bit. They're rounding up anyone who can't defend themselves, forcing them to do manual labor. If I had it my way, I'd give them all a molten hot taste of their own... Sorry, I didn't mean to get carried away. Thought you'd never ask. They've got Union fighters locked up in cages. They'll be shipped off to the Sanctum for hard labor, if the Fanatics have their way. Find out where they're being held, and get my people out. I'll radio with more instructions after that. Thanks for doing this for us. Your raid will give us some time to collect ourselves. Get back on our feet. Before you head out, you might want to talk to our guy Wicker. Heard he needed help with some things that he can't see to himself. Watch yourself in there. We'll hold the fort and make sure no surprises head your way. Good luck.
Another day, another rat storm.
There's Fanatics out there, just waiting to have their death wishes.
Somehow there's never enough steel to go around in this Steel City. Hey, name's Wicker. You look like a new face to me. What can I do for you, new face? Yeah, if you're up for it. I could always use more pure cast steel ingots. We've also had a supply cache stolen by the Fanatics. Taking that back would be huge. This here is the Steel City. Steel is one thing that's everywhere. But we're racing the Fanatics to get our hands on the good stuff. See, pure cast pre-war steel with no impurities is worth its weight in gold to us. And it's just lying around out there waiting to be picked up. Bring me some of that steel, and you'll have my gratitude, and the rest of the Unions. Fanatics are always looking for ways to make our lives hell. They've control over most of the city now, so none of our caravans are stolen. That means we lose supplies to their daily... One of our storehouses got hit recently. We know the raiders are keeping what they stole inside the foundry, but we don't have them. If you could get those supplies... It'll keep us alive another day. Thank you. Sincerely.
We need to take the fight to the Fanatics. How? Hey, spare a few caps? Don't fall for that act. They don't need the cash. They're just playing you. Hey.
Best defense is a good offense.
Thank you. You have a big heart. Unbelievable. How much longer can we hold them off? We won't give in. Not to the Fanatics, not to this place, not to anything.
Never forgive those bastards.
I know my fighters are in there somewhere, probably rotting away in guarded cells. There's gotta be a warden with a key. Hunt them down, take the key, and use it to free those prisoners. Oh, and they might not keep them all together, so look around. Make sure you don't miss anyone.
This way!
You want a game? Failure! You little... me!
Horror.
Pat Gerber, Union Striker, with the Local 29 mission log. Things are getting uncomfortable. Found a way past the patrols and made it to the tunnels beneath the foundry. Place is like a maze. No wonder we never scouted the whole thing when we owned this place. And there's evidence of our mutant friends everywhere. Human bones littered here and there, stripped of all the flesh and muscle. I've got a strong stomach, but it's hard to take. Must have been dragging folks down here as long as we suspected. Can't help but think of the... Been going, just getting tougher. No natural light, of course. Or artificial, for that matter. But more than that, rats get worse the deeper I go. I can feel my body heating up, my skin crawling. Stomach starting to churn. Found the bastards. Pounded some Rat X, but it's hardly helping. I should know better, but I want to press on. Maybe a few levels deeper before I turn back and rethink my strategy. Maybe still a hazmat suit from somewhere, if I'm lucky. My damn head's starting to swim. Hope the damage isn't done already.
crawling anywhere. Watching. What? One of those things?
I'm real good at flushing roaches from their holes. Yeah, now you really don't want me to find you. Careful!
Blood is boiling. I can't fucking wait for this.
Approach. Identify yourself. Law-abiding citizen. Area secure.
this.
fanatics are using the Foundry's crucibles to brew up toxic chems to use in their weapons. Those weapons are aimed at us. We need to sabotage those chem vats. Find something you can chuck in there to ruin their supply. I'm sure they have barrels of who knows what that will do the trick.
attempted escape.
Foundry fanatics won't mess with us again anytime soon. You're a hero, pal. You bought us the time we need to regroup and live another day. Head on back to the pen for a debrief, but don't let your guard down. Never let your guard down. Hey, just wanted to... What the hell is that? You better get back here. Fast!
We were taken by surprise. Damn it. This wasn't the victory toast I imagined. We lost some good people to those things. Look, I hope you don't feel responsible. This happened on my watch. It's on me. I suppose you're leaving now, aren't you? Wendigos? You mean those things that eat people? I don't think so.
Aren't those just a legend? The old hands did used to talk about things like them. Boogeymen that crawled around the foundry, taking people in the dark. They had a name, but I don't remember it. Whatever they are, they die. And that means we can fight them. We don't say stuff like that around here, at least I don't. To pretend that losing people isn't just... Around here, we've learned to always watch our backs. To always... At least I was here to fight. Right. Hey, you did a lot for us today. Your raid on the foundry saved us big time. The fanatics would have hit us soon in the worst way. But you bought us some time to regroup. Something. Until then, we'll...
Hey, what can I do for you?
New act in the freak show, huh?
Thank you. You didn't have to go through with this after what happened. I appreciate it. Thank you. You didn't have to go. Later, I hope.
How are we ever gonna go through this?
You ready to get airborne? Hop in and I'll fire her up.
Be honest. Does this trash make me smell bad?